I'm Helen Campbell from DG Interpretation, European Commission, and I'm going to talk about Iceland. I have to begin by saying that the name does not fill me with joy. When I hear the word Iceland, it conjures up a week in hell in April 2010. Iceland is a small, quiet, rather rich, comfortably off country. For centuries, it kept quiet. Nobody thought too much about Iceland. And then, suddenly, in 2008, the attention of the world turned towards Iceland. Why? Because of the banking crisis. Banking crisis everywhere, and affecting also Iceland, and especially the savings scheme Icesave. Now, the main subscribers to this scheme were British and Dutch. And when the scheme collapsed, defaulted, it left thousands, particularly British and Dutch, high and dry, in the lurch. And what happened? Well, there were debts to the tune of $5.4 billion at that stage. This then led to a very long, drawn-out process as to who was going to repay these poor savers who'd lost their money. There was a referendum in the country. The trend seemed to be towards repaying the people who'd lost the money. Parliament was in favour, and then the President intervened, and the saga went on, threatening also to have a very negative effect on Iceland's wish to join the European Union. Now, this was all quite an upheaval, but this was nothing compared to what happened the week of the 15th, 16th of April, when a volcano in Iceland of an unpronounceable name erupted and threw into the air a great amount of ash and volcanic dust. As a result of this, widespread havoc ensued, and one airport during that week closed after another, until most European airspace was shut and remained so for a week. Totally unprecedented. Nobody knew what to do. Chaos reigned. Lots of stories abounded of how people dreamt of ingenious ways of getting from A to B. And I have one too. Mine starts in Riga, Latvia, where I was teaching. From Monday to Thursday I was teaching, and by Thursday I heard that the British airports had shut, and by Friday I knew that Riga had too. Then began the long and involved process of finding a way to get back to Brussels, because nobody knew how long the closure was going to last. There was no indication at all. It might have been a day, 2 days, I even heard tell of 2 years. And so it was that plans needed to be hatched, and indeed they were. And mine was a lucky, happy story of travelling across the water, and then by a taxi, and then by a hire car, and getting back to Brussels only 2 days later than scheduled. But many other stories abounded that were less happy. And my own, well, my own is a story in itself. Thank you.